Have you thought about what you think about? When's the last time you paused long enough to do a thought check? Well, most of us don't, but we should because our thoughts are quietly shaping everything about our lives. Depending on who you ask, research shows that we have anywhere from 6,000 to over 12,000 thoughts in a single day. 6,000 at a minimum. That's staggering. No wonder we feel mentally exhausted. It's like trying to herd cats or wrangle 1,000 wild horses before lunch. But did you know that there's 100 verses in the Bible about our thoughts? Not to mention the thousands of books written on mindset, psychology, and our thought life. Even now, there are countless podcasts and YouTube channels focused on mindset. So it's clear that this matters. Every one of my favorite authors speaks to this, but why? Why is there such an emphasis on what we think? Because our thoughts are at the center of everything in our lives. Every word, every belief, every decision, every choice begins as a thought. As a coach, I've been helping leaders and people just like you discover their identity and purpose, but it always comes back to this. What we think about sets the stage for what's next. And if we never stop to notice our thoughts, we stay stuck in patterns that keep us from the leader God made us to be. Some of our thoughts are automatic, and that's not all bad. I mean, I don't need to analyze whether I should brush my teeth or stop at a red light, whether I should feed my family, do laundry, take my vitamins, or let my dog outside. But many thoughts, they slip through unnoticed. They're the ones that quietly shape how we see God, others, and ourselves. And that's why I've learned to pause and ask, where did that thought come from? Is this true, helpful, or kind? Would I say this to someone I love? My husband? My kids? My best friend? My grandmother? Does this bring life, or does it bring discouragement? Can I be real with you for just a minute? This isn't just theory for me. I mean, I still battle toxic thoughts daily. Just this past Sunday, a friend made a suggestion that sounded amazing, like something I would love to do. And my first thought was, that sounds so fun. Yes. My next, well, you're not good enough. Why would they want you? And that's how fast it happens. That's why renewing our minds is daily, sometimes hourly work. It's negative thought by negative thought work. Until we recognize our thoughts as the primary battlefield of our lives, we'll stay stuck. Pastor Craig Groeschel says, you do what you do because of what you think of you. And John Acuff adds, great thoughts turn into great actions turn into great results. So to sum it up, what we think shapes what we do and who we become. Let me explain it this way. We all know what happens when we feed our bodies junk. It may taste great in the moment, but too much and it never ends well. If our diet only consists of caffeine and sugar and fast food, well, we eventually crash and we feel terrible, and over time, we end up with lots of health problems. But when we feed ourselves well, we have strength and energy to serve others, not just for today, but for many years to come. The same is true for our minds. If all we take in is negativity and comparison and complaint, that's what will eventually come out. But when we fill our minds with truth and love and gratitude and grace and encouragement, we begin to reflect Christ more clearly. So if you don't like where you are right now, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, as a leader or just as a human, don't start by changing your circumstances. Start by changing your thought diet. Because what goes in will eventually come out. And this is where I want to invite you to join me each week right here as we think about what we think about. And together, we'll learn how to break free from toxic thoughts and discover the leader God designed you to be. If you're ready to start today, I created a simple tool called the Toxic Thought Detox. It'll help you name the thought that's been holding you back, replace it with truth from Scripture, and take one small step toward freedom. You can grab it for free using the link below or in my bio. I'd love to hear from you too. What's one thought you're ready to take captive this week? Share it in the comments so we can encourage one another. Next week, we'll talk about the origin of toxic thoughts and the battle for truth. My prayer is that as you start noticing your thoughts this week, you'll begin to sense God renewing your mind, one truth at a time. Remember, you can't lead others well until you lead your own thoughts well. So let's lead from truth, not lies. I'll see you next week, and remember, you're not alone.